So, as you're lying in bed, uh, contemplating the events of the day and drifting off into sleep, um, sleep finds you, and I need you to make a perception check as you're sleeping.
Okay.
All right. Uh, you're kind of roused from your sleep as you hear Stella's voice in your head. Um, she basically says, "So I don't know if you'll hear this. I'm trying to see if I've learned sending or not. Go ahead and go to town and have fun tomorrow, and we'll see you in the evening." And what do you do?
Uh, cool.
Okay.
um, I guess I come over to the side of the bed and I stomp on the floor.
Okay. Um, you don't hear anything else. A couple minutes
Anyway,
later, you hear in your head again. Okay, so apparently that worked. You can reply to the message, and you don't have to do it out loud. You can like just do it in your head. Um, all right. Good night.
good night.
Okay.
And then I go back and roll back over, and I guess I say to myself, well, maybe I'll have to control my thoughts a little better.
Okay. Um, rest of the night passes without any issue, and no more sendings come from Stella or anything like that. And you awaken to sunlight coming through one of the windows.
Yeah, he steps over in front of the window and kind of leans against it and looks around like, man, that hurts. Like when you got a hangover. Uh, and then he'll go and get ready for the day.
Okay. So you're gonna go downstairs, eat some food.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just the basics.
All right.
Make sure I'm armed, make sure I'm dangerous,
Okay.
make sure my hair is combed.
You take care of all the morning necessities and the minutia of existence, and prepare yourself to head off into town. I assume.
Yeah,
Okay. There you
wow,
are.
we are small on this map. Okay.
Yeah, you can probably scroll in and make yourself bigger. Um,
Is that the trick?
is there? There's nothing else you're gonna do in the house. Are you gonna take your horse trigger?
Yeah, well, I don't relish the idea of walking the whole way.
All right. So you go out to the stable, and Trigger's sitting there eating some oats or hay or something, and gives you a little uh, wicker as you, or nicker, whatever it is that horses do.
Yeah,
And
Winnie,
yeah, there we are. He makes
Knicker,
a
Winnie,
he
yeah.
makes a horse noise at you, and Like, kind of looks anticipatory to get going.
You don't know the hours we usually keep, do you? I say to him. You'll get used to it. Well, not today, you won't. All right, let's go.
All right. You begin riding northwards towards town, and nothing happens. It's a beautiful morning. The sun is starting to crest over the mountains. The little bit of fog begins to dissipate as you travel further away from the manor. Um,
I try playing the violin and tune with birds.
okay. Um, Give me a performance check, I guess.
Wow,
So, the birds aren't very impressed and they kind of go silent for a little bit. Everyone's a
fine.
everyone's a critic.
Yeah,
Um, all right, so you make it
if I'm going to
to.
play poorly, I prefer to play poorly for birds.
It's a better option, yeah.
Yeah.
You make it to the bridge coming into town, and there we go. The maps are not to scale. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Let me put your horsey on there too. There you go. Um,
Okay.
do you remember what direction he said to head in order to find his house, his farm?
Oh no.
We could
Nope.
roll a we could roll a history check to see if you remember. And you have advantage on this.
Well, I could also ask someone as I pass by.
You can do
Um,
that too if you'd like. Um, it's still, well, no, they're farmers. There's some people milling about if you wanted to ask someone.
but I'll of course roll the check to see if the character remembers, because just because I don't doesn't mean he wouldn't. Um,
Do you have a -4 to?
how did riding horse come into that?
You must have selected the horse. I was like, you don't have
Oh,
a -4.
yeah. No, I don't have a right a -4. History is one of
I was
my better
gonna say
subjects.
you have a +4, so that's a
20,
yeah, you had a
dirty
dirty
20.
20. Okay, yeah, you remember that he said you kind of ride a little bit north and east out of town to get to his farm.
So like that.
Oh, northeast would be this way.
Oh yeah, that's northwest. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Um, as you run through the town, some people recognize you and wave. Little kid that you fed says hello. Uh,
Hello.
um,
I say say I mean, all right, by is it wouldn't be morning at this point, would it? Be more kind of like afternoon.
I mean, well, your horse, you're only like what 6 miles away from town. The horse travels like 8 miles an hour easily, so it only take you about an hour. So it's still well before noon.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, I would say it's maybe 8 o'clock now.
Yeah. So I just I just keep riding through town, basically
Okay.
playing to entertain a little bit as I go.
Uh, Give me a Perception check.
Oh, wait. I'm riding my horse again.
Yep.
The roll was terrible, though.
That's all right. We'll let you re-roll it when it's you.
Okay.
All right. As you're riding along,
Hmm.
you're a bit startled by the sudden voice of Bolvir calling out to you. Oh, hey there. I see that you remembered how to get to the house. That's pretty cool. Gonna were you looking for my wife? Wanted to talk some shop with her.
Yeah, well, I did want to take a bit of time to discuss the potion making and such.
Oh, well, cool. I think she's inside feeding the youngin. So if you wanna join me, we'll go in and we'll all sit down and have a chat.
Sure. What do you raise here at the farm? What do you grow?
Mostly corn and wheat. Corn on one half, wheat on the other half.
I see.
Like
Okay.
like my bread.
Yeah, my horse would love it here.
Yeah, well, let's tie him up at the hitching post so he doesn't love it too much.
Yeah. So yeah, just being sociable.
Okay. You go ahead and you enter into the home with him, and his wife, Elvidia, is in there. Wondering why her token is. Did not fix it. Okay. Anyway, she just has a weird token. Um, she's like, "Oh, hi. I was not expecting company this early. Let me finish feeding my kid, and then I will talk to you. If you guys want to go sit down in the living room, I'll be right in there."
How's she feeding her kid?
Looks like she's feeding him oatmeal.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like a
Yeah.
little 2 year old. Yeah, she's not breastfeeding. It's like a little 2 year old. She's just fighting with the kid to get him to eat his oatmeal. He's not a big fan.
Okay. All right. Well, there's plenty of oats where that came from. Um, and so yeah, I'll go sit down with Bolvir here and say, so any good rumors since yesterday?
I don't believe that I've talked to anyone else besides you today. So no rumors as of yet. No.
That was quite an event. The
Oh wait, I did hear something about a kid and his mom
ah
being accosted by wolves, and someone helped them out. They didn't know who it was, but yeah,
yeah,
little Johnny and his
that
mom.
was me. That
Oh well, thank you. That yeah, so you entertained and you saved a town member. Maybe you should stick around town for a while.
Mhm. Not planning on moving, um, but I do think that we stay somewhat on the move here and there. Um, However, that said, I think that she did mention we might have to take an extended journey. So maybe we are looking at moving. I don't know.
Well,
I'm
I
not really the master, I'm more the servant.
well, I hope that you're around when the town needs someone like you around.
Well, watch out for dragons.
Oh, yeah, that's an old rumor though. The
Yeah.
dragon that got slain, and I heard there was a baby dragon. A bunch of us went up there, and yeah, we didn't find any baby dragons. I think that was just a bunch of wishful thinking or something.
Well, yeah. Just watch out for the wolves. It's my understanding that maybe you won't have to be so careful of them soon. But I don't really know. I'm not really in charge of the wolves.
Oh,
But
well, do you know who is in charge of the wolves? I mean, we always thought the wolves were just, wolves and they ran around doing wolfy things, but do they have a
one
master?
one does have to um, one does have to carry some concern about that, where wolves are concerned in particular. Indeed.
Okay. Hmm. Well, I'll bring it up in the next town meeting that we need to watch the wolf population a little closer.
Yeah, you also might wish to not only maintain weaponry, but sharpen the edges of those weapons with silver.
Ah, okay.
I mean, given.
Oh, that's a fair concern.
Hmm.
Haven't seen many were creatures around lately, but
Well, watch out for the rabbits.
oh yes, the little thieving bastards. They apparently left town a few days ago, so hopefully they figured out they weren't really welcome here anymore and they went on to more fertile pastures.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine that as a raiser of corn and wheat, one would have to watch out for the rabbits, whether rabid or not.
Yes, we do. Deer are more worrisome than the rabbits, though, if we're gonna be frank.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
However, the spinach farmer down the way, he's got all kinds of rabbit problems. I don't envy him at all.
Okay, well, uh, hopefully not the kind of rabbit problems that it takes silver to cure.
No, no, I think it's the regular bunny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody wants that.
Nope. Okay, well, I'm done feeding little Timmy, so
Okay.
Boulder said that you have an interest in potion making?
Well, yeah. Um,
Or you maybe wanted to trade potions? He wasn't very specific. You know how guys are.
well, I mean, I might want to hang on to this, but I figured I might, since I have recently learned how to fairly easily create healing potions. I thought you might appreciate some sort of a trade, which gives me the opportunity, of course, to figure out what it is that you create, and perhaps pick your brain a little bit on that.
Well, I definitely don't have anything restorative if that's the type of thing you're looking for, because that's not my forte at all.
Well, if you farm, you may want restorative.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah. But if that's, I'm just letting you know that I don't have anything like that.
well, what I was
Well,
curious about is what you do have, whatever it
that's
may be.
not entirely true. I mean, it's kind of restorative, I guess. Well, okay. I forgot what I gave her. Just a second. What kind of things would you be interested in?
You know what? I I think I was mostly interested in understanding what opportunities exist. So, um,
Okay,
uh,
well, you just want to know
there's
what
a
I can
wide
do now.
world. Yes, there's a wide world of
Okay,
potential out there, and I'm just
all
curious
right. Well,
if I need a particular thing where to go to.
I can bottle fire. Um, I can create vials of acid. Pretty effective for a lot of things. I can create potions of poison. I can make it so that you're like resistant to cold. If like you're gonna go, oh, let's say that you dropped a trinket in the lake and it's winter time and you need to go get it, and then I can give you a potion and you can go down there and it doesn't hurt as much. Um, I have a potion that will kind of take away the strength of an enemy if you want to. And I did kind of like I do have one restorative potion. It'll like remove exhaustion, and if you're like poisoned or diseased, it'll take care of that for you. Um, but that's about all I've got. So what piques your interest?
Well, it all does. Since I haven't had a lot of time to stockpile these, I think that fire is not, or is it a magical degree of fire?
No, it's just regular fire. You drink the potion, and then you get to breathe fire. It's like
Oh,
three puffs basically, and then it's done. It's not like long lasting, but it's pretty efficient. Pretty damaging. Um, you know, some people can dodge the fireball, but for the most part, you hurt things.
yeah, including the hair of my chinny chin chin. Um, I think that I might be.
Yeah, you definitely want to exhale with some force. Don't let it like dribble down your face because it's not good if you do that.
I'm motivated to return at some point with even more potions. Uh, However, for what I have on hand, this one for trade, I think I am interested in. Well, you never know when you must immediately recover from certain things. So if you would be willing to trade for that, um,
Oh, the my potion of vitality.
yes, that might be interesting.
Well, yeah, I'd be willing to trade you a health potion for that. Yeah, if that's what you want. I mean, it's not like it's super hard for me to make these, so I think that's a
Yeah.
fair trade. I just don't happen to have any right now.
Oh, what do
So,
you have on hand?
oh no, I have the potion of vitality on hand. I don't have any health potions on hand.
Oh, well, that's what I
So,
have on hand.
yeah, yep. So that's why I'll be willing to just do a one for one trade with you because yeah, sounds good to me.
And some point down the line, I may bring more. All of them sound very interesting, especially the fire breathing. But but I don't like the uh, the vulnerability that comes with being human, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it
That
sure weighs
sometimes
on me.
catches us off guard.
Yes, it does. Apparently I don't have that potion. Weird. Okay, well, hopefully I can trade it this way then.
Yeah, is there anything I need to do here? Or?
Just delete a potion of healing.
Okay, so
Okay, well that worked.
trying to remember how to get into my
I did it for you. You just click on your inventory, double click your,
yeah,
and
and
then inventory, then scroll down to.
then inventory. Where's the inventory? That's what I'm trying to find.
You have attributes. It's underneath the 3 on your picture. There's a 3 for hit dice, and then right under that is the inventory tab.
Aha. Okay.
And then you can actually use for the search, and you could type in healing, and it'll like eliminate everything. But you don't have that much stuff in your inventory, so it's not hard to scroll either.
Do I literally have 0.5 potions of healing now?
No, that's how much it weighs.
Ah,
Yeah, 0.5 pounds. You have
I
1.
see. Well, yeah, where's the volume on that? Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So I have one of them, and then Potion of Vitality. I have one of them.
Yep.
Removes any exhaustion or suffering and cures any disease or poison affecting you. Oh, yeah. That is
And
always nice to have.
and you regain maximum hit points when you roll hit die for the next 24 hours. So you don't even
Okay.
have to roll, you just take your maximum.
All right. Okay. Well, um, and so I've got a fairly good idea also of what other things you can do. And I appreciate every bit of them, as I'm sure your husband does as well. And I'm sure the town benefits from your skills, as do
Uh,
your children.
Sometimes the town benefits. My kids have definitely benefited from it. Boulder's a little also, but can't always go against what I'm told. But yeah, I try to be
What's
helpful
my
when I can.
sense of what she meant by that?
Now roll an insight.
Yeah, that seemed a little interesting.
She definitely didn't look at Bolvir when she said that she can't go against what she's told, so it's not like she's insinuating that he controls her, what she can and cannot do. Um,
One of the things that I've discovered about potion making for my own self is that it's somewhat linked to the kind of magic I can present.
oh,
I'm
yeah, it's the same with me. Yeah.
curious then what the source of your spell crafting is.
Well, I have an arrangement.
Okay, an arrangement. Now we're talking. With a deity or some other kind of being.
Give me another insight check. You
Yes.
notice now she is kind of glancing at Bolvir and seems hesitant to divulge a lot.
I'm
Um,
I'm a friend regardless. I'm rather.
oh yeah, it's not you that I'm necessarily worried about, and it's just some things aren't. I probably shouldn't have said anything in the first place. Some things are just not completely out in the open. Um,
Well, what
yeah.
could I do to earn your trust? I have no interest in speaking with the townsfolk about what you can do.
Oh,
If that makes any difference.
the townsfolk are aware of what I can do. They just don't know the source. A
Hmm.
lot of people would not be approving of the source of my magics, my patronage. So,
I guess that's why I'm so uniquely interested.
well, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this because I don't even want to acknowledge it. So, if you two are going to talk about that, I am going to leave. Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be out tending the chickens or something. And Bolver gets up and kind of scurries out.
He's uncomfortable and you're not.
Well, I mean, it is my patron, so of course I'm comfortable with it. But he is not comfortable with the fact that I'm bound to a pit fiend. Yeah. It
How
for
did that come about?
well, I have to remember.
I mean, you don't strike
So
me as the
my
type of person that would like
mhm.
to be bound to a pit fiend.
So my kid ran outside and I was searching for him and I found him in the woods and I heard this awful screeching sound and a owl bear started to tear out of the forest towards my child. And then all of a sudden there was a little voice in my head that said, "Hey, I can help you if you want. All you gotta do is just sign on the dotted line." And I was like, "Well, I don't want my kid to die," so I signed on it. And then I felt some like surge of power in my body, and I flung my fingers at the owlbear, and acid just kind of covered it, and it ran away. Um, and my kid was safe. Turns out that the terms are, um, I get to stay with my husband until my kids leave, and then I'm gonna have to leave him, and he doesn't know that, so don't tell him.
No, I
Uh,
won't.
but yeah, he has some things that he wants me to do, but he's letting me raise my children first. So I think that's pretty nice of him.
Um,
Um,
for 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 a pit fiend, like yeah.
yeah. Um, there
Of
there
course, you
have
must
been.
have been a little surprised to realize that you were dealing with a being of that much power to counter an owlbear.
Well, yeah, and I kind of wondered why the acid was so weak considering his power, but he let me understand that it was my weakness, not his. Um, he said that there's no way I could channel all of the power he has, and so I got just a little bit of it, and it's grown in time. But every once in a while, I have to kill someone who comes into the town because he tells me I need to. There's been some things.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a horrible burden to
Not
have
that
to
bad,
bear.
really. I mean, I always assume that there's a reason for me having to kill people that he tells me to kill. Usually try to hope that they're more evil than he is. So maybe that's what it is. I've never had to kill a child, so that's a bonus.
Right, right. Well, maybe, maybe down the road, you never know. Um, in terms of what can be done about it, I will keep my ear to the ground and my lips sealed.
Yeah, I mean, that would be very much appreciated because I'm pretty sure he'd have me kill you if you got too loose of lip.
Hmm, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or I'd have to turn the townsfolk against you, which would really suck.
Well, the other thing too is that I appreciate your potions, and I think that we can maybe
Right. I mean,
be good to continue trading with one another.
yeah, I mean, this could be a mutually beneficial
Mhm.
relationship. I make some stuff, you make some stuff, we trade stuff, and, everyone's feeling better about life. Yeah.
Those who continue to live it.
Yeah.
Yes. uh, hmm. Well, that's a fascinating story. I'm sorry you've had to deal with such a burden over uh, an owlbear.
Uh, I have my child still.
Yes. Watch out for the wolves.
Yes, my master seems to think that their numbers will be thinning sooner than later.
Does he?
Yes, he
Has
also
he said
suggested,
why?
um, no, but he did kind of tell me to let you know that what you're fucking with is pretty hardcore. And good luck.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I don't know that. I only did just die last night and come back,
Well, you look pretty good, all things considered.
right? I mean, I seem to have that going for me. Um, how does hmm,
How does what?
you deal with this unusually well for someone who's so domestic?
I mean, just because I have power doesn't mean I can't live a normal life as well. Just because I'm beholden to a questionably evil creature doesn't mean I can't still be decent,
Hmm.
until he tells me I can't be, but, then I have to just deal with that. It's part of the cost of life. Do what you have to do, right? Like I said, I don't get to know the people that I'm told I have to go out and kill. I just go out and kill them. And so then I can make up whatever story I want that makes me able to sleep at night.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Well,
it's not like it's been that many. It's only been half a dozen or so.
and when you're counting eggs, what does that mean, right?
Yeah, not much.
No, no, no. Maybe less than a silver. And besides that, what were they doing with it anyway?
Right.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I try not to worry about the bigger picture and just live in the moment.
Hmm.
I think that's one thing that owlbear taught me was that in a moment, everything can be gone. So don't fret the small shit.
Did he tell you anything else to
No,
tell me?
no.
When did he seem to become aware that I was going to visit?
Oh, he just told me a couple moments ago.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay. So, in speaking to you, I speak to him.
Only if he chooses to be paying attention. I don't think he pays attention to me all the time, just once in a while. Probably when I'm thinking about him is when it like draws his attention, so I don't think about him a whole lot. But, you know, you asked. I'm an honest person.
Sure, sure, sure. Well, um, so that's of note. Um, very interesting note. Well, he's probably right as far as the wolves are concerned. Um, Nevertheless, I should like to visit as often as I can find the capacity to. Huh. Very, very interesting. You're a fascinating person,
Oh,
Elvidia.
thank you. I just think I'm a little housewife with a child and a mother. You know, that's all I am. A mother who does what she has to do for her child's safety.
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, um, poor John. Um,
Oh, are you hungry? Did you get breakfast already? Or I mean, look
I
at the time. It's getting on towards lunch. Would you like to stay and have lunch with us?
sure, why not?
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and let Bolver know that the serious talking is over, and I'll go make some sandwiches. You just sit right there. I'll be right. He'll be right in.
And just
Uh,
careful what you blend with them.
oh, it was awkward a couple of times getting acid in dinner, but I've learned to control it.
Good. It's the poison one that.
Oh well, you have a potion. You'll be okay.
That's true.
All
Very
right,
good point.
be right back. You hear her. She goes into the kitchen, and you hear the door open, and she yells something, and Bolver comes back in, and he sits down, and he looks a little uncomfortable. Uh, well, I suppose you know her secret now, so hopefully you're okay with it, and you're not gonna think any less of her because she's, consorting with demons, whatever. But, you know, she did what she had to do in the moment. I wasn't there. It's partially my fault, so take
Well,
some of the
one
blame.
can't blame themselves for not being somewhere at a time of a critical juncture. We wander into and out of those critical moments when we least expect them. Um, For example, if I wasn't where I was yesterday, little Johnny would be no more, and there wouldn't
Some
be a
people would
rumor about
consider that a
he.
blessing. Little Johnny's a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I can see why they might feel that way. Uh, I yeah. I have to say you handle the burden of your knowledge well.
I try not to think about it, and I don't talk to her about it at all. When she leaves in the middle of the night, I just assume she's going out to look at the stars and let her be.
Huh.
The less you know, the better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Right? Yeah. Huh. Well, as I told her, I would, keep an ear to the ground to anything pertinent that could assist in this sticky situation, but at the same time, yeah, keep my lips sealed. There's even one that I feel I would normally consult with that I probably should keep my lips sealed from, even in this case.
Well, the way she explained it to me, the only thing that's going to get her out of this is him dying or him releasing her.
Right.
Um,
Well, I don't think I know anyone of enough power for the first.
yeah, and I don't know. If she makes him happy enough, maybe he'll let her go. I don't know. But for now, we're safe. And hey, when I got a lock I can't get open, a little bit of acid does the trick.
I had not considered the benefits of acid in that capacity.
Yeah, I mean, it's come in handy a couple of times. So while it does have a bit of a negative connotation to it, it's been all right.
Have you had the good fortune of getting the opportunity to discover what it's like to be slightly draconic in the cardiovascular sense?
Oh, I have not. Um, I watched her set a wolf on fire once, and not my style. I'd much rather poke it with a pitchfork.
Well,
And the smell was so atrocious. Burning fur is awful.
but more effective.
I mean, well, yes, and the fire did scare the rest of them away. But at the same time, I would rather stick a sharp thing into it than belch fire out of my face. That's just weird.
Yeah, yeah,
But she bottles that shit, so if you ever want to give it a whirl, just let her know.
yeah. Well, yeah. No, that is some power right there. It must be kind of nice knowing that the home front is secure.
Well, after the first time I saw her do that, I was like, "Hey, what if you have indigestion and you're like belching in the middle of the night? Are you gonna set the house on fire? Because that shit would suck." But she says she has to kind of focus on it a little more than that in order to make it happen. So
Well, it'd be
after the
terrible to swallow this stuff and then get a case of the hiccups afterwards, right?
oh, that would be. I mean, I might find that amusing, but at the same time, the safety of my home would be in great peril. I'd have to probably shove her out to the river.
Well, at least it's right there.
It is just right across the road. So
Yeah.
take her out there. She can't start anything on fire. House will be safe.
Well, make sure the children don't wander into the medicine cabinet.
Oh,
Uh,
we keep a lock on that.
yeah,
It's childproof.
I think my parents thought that the alcohol cabinet was too. They were wrong.
Well, for now, they're young enough that we're not too super worried about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
hopefully, by the time they get old enough, we'll have taught them to respect what's in the cabinet so that if they want to explore the contents, they'll talk to us. And then we can go out
Well,
and build fire together or something.
the stories of this sort of an arrangement often do lend themselves to an incredible degree of irony. So,
Yeah.
watch out for that.
Yes, it would be ironic if her son, whom she saved, burnt himself down. Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yep. That would suck.
yeah, yeah.
But
Huh.
she comes walking into the room with a plate full of sandwiches. It's nice homemade bread, uh, some cheese,
Whole wheat.
and
Very nice.
it looks like venison that's been sliced thinly and put on the bread.
Cool. Well, this is wonderful. They say whether it is or not.
Um, well, I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, you don't have to be nice to me. I'm not gonna like burn your eyes out of your head just because I feel slighted.
I don't mean that.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't be nice to you because I'm intimidated or anything of that nature. I can defend myself. I feel a sense of reverence for your situation.
Hmm. You give it more weight than I do.
Clearly,
Yeah.
it's one of the many reasons that life can be more challenging than it right ought to be.
Hmm. Perhaps, but
And by challenging, I mean painful.
so far it hasn't hurt me any. I haven't
It
hurt Bolver here yet, so
does require a certain degree of emotional numbness.
hmm, perhaps on his part, but not mine.
Hmm.
Anyway, this is a great sandwich. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, right?
Yep, it's a good sandwich. I'm gonna sit here and eat my sandwich now. And he just kind of chomps loudly, I guess, to like block out the sound of your guys' continuing to discuss.
Good. Good. I'm not saying anything too openly.
Right.
um, so this venison, where did you come by the deer?
Oh, the other day it was getting into the field, and while it was distracted by an ear of corn, I shot an arrow into it.
There you go. So you had its attention diverted.
Yep.
It, yep.
Yeah. Did the normal thing of focusing on food when it should have been focusing on survival. It's an unfortunate thing for it, but good for us.
That's a great reminder, I say as I finish off the food. uh,
Well, I don't think there's anyone with an arrow pointed at you, so you should be okay.
uh, you never know. I only just came back from the dead
Oh,
24 hours, less than 24 hours ago.
well, that's fortunate, I guess. I'm not sure. How do you feel about that? Having been dead and then not being dead. What's that like?
Ah, I suppose if I must give that the answer that I truly have about it, it's maybe a sensation that I am unfortunately addicted to.
Um, how many times have you died?
Um, it's not about the count, it's about the quality, right?
Okay. um, so which death was more spectacular then? Your most recent?
Clearly the first.
Hmm. And what made that one special?
Oh, the recognition of the moment between the one that didn't exist.
So it's like the first time you get drunk and you get to experience that euphoria for the first time, and then you never quite get to experience that first again. That's what makes the first death so special to you?
You know, you could put it like that. Um, but it fails because one cannot explain the sensation of non sensation.
Okay.
Anyway, it's that absolute lack of awareness that one thinks we have when we sleep but doesn't.
Yes, I was thinking maybe it was like the time I got bit by that frog and my entire body was paralyzed for about an
No,
hour, but I
no,
was aware of what was going on around me, so obviously that's not the same.
exactly.
Hmm. So if I was paralyzed and unconscious, but I'm not going to try to explore what you
Yeah,
experienced.
one
So
one can't because it's the lack thereof an experience. So it,
you
it's
must
really
have
unimaginable.
you must have some fairly important friends or family in order to afford to keep coming back. From what I understand, that's not exactly a cheap ritual.
No, no. Life is, as they say, a precious gift,
Hmm. I sense
isn't it?
I sense maybe you resent the people who brought you back.
Hmm. Hmm. No, 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 no. Well.
yes or no?
Perhaps more the sense that back or forward, there's still something. Either way. You see, it isn't as if non existence is what awaits us, but it should.
Hmm. I prefer to think that there's a special place for me after I leave here where I can go and raise crops in the afterlife.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there is, and that's very likely to be how it will pan out. I have a feeling the corn that you taste may not have the flavor this does. Embrace the color of your current existence.
Hmm. I think I understand what you're saying.
I think I might understand what I'm saying myself, but I'm not sure.
Well, I think that Elvidia here, with her live in the moment, is probably living what you're suggesting. Appreciate every moment as if it could be your last, because it could be.
Hmm, appreciate every moment as if it would be. Unfortunately, I think what you might be looking for or forward to most definitely will make anyone wish that this was their last in comparison.
Perhaps.
You, you'll be more blessed.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna go fix the fence. I'm gonna
Enjoy
go.
that.
Yep. All right. Can I walk you out?
I absolutely. Let's enjoy the blind eye together.
Okay. And he escorts you out of the house.
I
Elvidia says goodbye.
I said I am absolutely blessed to have known you, and will continue to know you. Thank you, Elvidia, for your um, wares.
Yep, no problem. We'll see you again sometime. Take care. Oh, and make sure that you always remember to have vials on you so that you can do the things you want to do. Because when you run out of vials, you can't do shit. So that's my word of advice in the potion sphere. Is yeah, always make sure you
Yes,
got containers.
yes.
Yep.
One would want to make sure that when it's time to be vile, you have one.
Yep. Yep. That's a good motto. Good way to live life. Yep.
Yes.
Always be prepared. Yep. All right. Well, take care.
You as well. And make sure you gather water from the right streams. All right. Well, thank you for your hospitality. And I have learned every bit as much as what I was maybe curious to find. And you're a great person to have known so far, and we'll meet again. Thank you,
Yep.
Bolvir.
Yeah. You take care and have a happy day.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.
And
And
with
he
that, I'll Oh, trigger my way off through town, happy as a clam.
Okay. Um, let's see. Let's say it's around 3 in the afternoon now. You spent some time with Elvidia chatting and having lunch and whatever.
Hmm.
Um, is there anything else you want to do while you're in town?
Um, aside from just kind of riding through, taking note of anything that might be strange or unusual.
Everyone, some of the people still look a little like they're hungover from the festivities of the night before. Some of them look a little bit happier than others, like they recovered better. But you don't really see anyone like staring at you overtly, like they're marking your passage or anything. Um, Again, there's some people who recognize you, who appreciated your performance and waved jovially. There's some who didn't appreciate it quite as much and kind of, they're not rude, but they don't show appreciation either. But for the most part, everyone is just looking like a normal villager doing normal villager things.
I don't really have any particular needs that I'm aware of at this point, do I?
Uh, right now, I don't think so. Um,
Reflecting on the fact that a pit fiend has his eye on this town so closely, that, hmm, interesting. Well, we are looking at moving on from this area. Is I can't think of anything that I would need to consider before doing so.
okay.
Um, I mean, I know there's other places that can be visited, but at this juncture, I think he's deeply disturbed.
Okay.
like really deeply disturbed. Um, you can't help but consider how um, deeply self-absorbed this woman must be to be as callous towards others just because it serves her family's need. Um, it's almost mind blowing. Um, eh, it's the reason it all just needs to go. One of the many. And interesting that he would peek through and see. And did he mean the vampiress, or did he mean the werewolf when he said I was messing with?
You didn't ask for clarity.
No, I didn't ask for clarity because the reality is I didn't really trust anything that would have been stated.
Fair enough.
So, had I obtained an answer, someone from that side of the fence may have been just as likely to say the vampiress that I'm dealing with, just because she is someone who could be potentially dangerous to him. And the main thing I don't wish to do at this stage is give him away and his involvement here specifically to her. Now, if she reads it off me, well, that's one thing. There's nothing I can do about that. But I think that for now, it's very important to put it out of my mind as much as I can so as to conceal even from her what I have learned. Because if she were to know, she may attempt to try to interfere in her own way. And well, I certainly enjoy the potion. But I mean, outside of that, I think that I might like to help her interfere, but more when I'm prepared to be of any kind of real assistance. And at the moment, I wouldn't be. I am nothing more than a meatball in comparison to what she is dealing with.
Okay.
And I can't even be sure that Bella herself, or Stella, is it?
Stella.
Yeah, would be much better against such a thing.
You'd have to ask her if she's ever fought one.
Mm, that in and of itself
Or,
is getting dangerously close to a reveal.
right.
Uh, but I may inquire. Um,
But you're pretty much going to keep it a secret.
in a sideways manner. Yeah, at
Okay.
least that's for now. For now, I think it's important to do so because that's a pot best left unstirred. Very, very much so. Um,
Okay.
for some time to come.
So, as you ride through the town, waving to the people who wave and whatevering the people who don't,
hmm
you contemplate these things.
Hmm.
Um,
And I have to wonder how much my own thoughts would be known to this thing if it continued to watch me. So I'm a little careful to not be openly offensive.
okay. Um, you don't feel his presence there or hers. You didn't get a name, so
I don't know that I would.
for the moment, it seems safe.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Especially if I don't stir the pot.
right.
Yeah.
So you make your way back to the manor, and you do find that about a half mile out from the manor, even though It's now about 4ish. The sun is bright. There's still kind of a mist gathered on the ground around the manor. Um, but that's normal for here. And you hear a wolf howl off in the distance, but it's quite some ways away, not any sort of immediate threat. The birds who had been a little bit offended by you earlier have resumed their chirping and have apparently forgot that you offended them.
I'll try again.
All right, you can toss me another performance check.
Okay. See if I can blend in with the locals, considering how strange locals can be.
That was the horse.
Ah, me and this fucking horse.
I'm gonna take your horse away.
I know, right? Oh, hold on. How do I ungroup myself now that I am grouped? Ah,
Did that help you?
well, I still have both. There we go.
If you click off, it should ungroup.
I got it. I got it. I got it. So perform. There we
Yeah, because your horse isn't. Well,
go.
you
My
rolled
horse says,
this thing.
nay.
You rolled worse than the horse, and yet your performance was better than the horse's. Um, he tries to make a bird sound, and obviously, nothing like a bird. You
Chirp,
do
chirp,
better
chirp.
this time. Uh, a little robin kind of stops what it's doing and looks at you and cocks its head, and then it kind of chirps at you a little bit and then goes about its business again. So you didn't defend them, but no one's like flying down to land on your shoulder and perform a Disney tune with you.
Yeah. All right. Well, no exploding birds today.
Nope,
All right.
nope. But they didn't come shit on you either.
That's kind of interesting you say that because the other day when I was on my run, I did get shit on.
That sucks.
Yeah, I went underneath a lamp post and there was about 5 or 6 of them, and I didn't think anything of it until all of a sudden it was coming down the ear, and I'm like,
Yep.
that is wrong.
Yep. It was a portent. It was.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Thankfully, though, it was raining,
Well, yeah.
so it helped to kind of rinse it off a little bit.
Faster. That's good.
Yeah, and it was the only day that I've been rained on. Anyway,
So it was fortunate
yeah, yeah,
with your misfortune.
right. It was
It was almost a non-event then.
almost, yeah,
Almost.
yeah. But it was an event. I mean, I did feel shit on.
Right. Well,
Although I'm told that's luck. That's like a sign of good fortune. So I don't know.
I don't know. I've not heard that.
It would make total sense to me that God would make being shit on by a bird a sign of good fortune.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. With
We
that,
gotta.
I do have to run in the morning, and
Yep.
so we could end it there if you want.
Yep. We can end it with you getting back to the house, putting Trigger away, and you're back at the manor. Um, you haven't gone in yet.
Yeah.
So that's where we can.
Unable to keep my thoughts off of what must be this big flaming fat thing with big wings.
Yep. And horrible claws and weapons and
Yeah,
magics and
yeah.
yeah.
Like, damn,
That
the
seems a
worst of
reasonable
the
thing to
worst.
be occupied with in your mind.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The worst of the worst of the worst of the worst of the
Uh,
worst.
I think there are worse than, but not very much.
No, no, there might be some epic legendary dragons that are worse than that, but yeah,
Yeah,
you'd almost have to have like a seriously well-known name to be any worse.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
With power
Hmm,
comes
right.
the ability to give it out to others. So,
Yeah.
alright.